start current affairs. 12th June, World Day Against Child Labour. 12th June is World Day Against Child Labour. When you get such news in yesterday's newspaper, there was a news. 2 years back, India signed ILO Convention number 178 and 182. Even today, India accommodates large number of child labor. India is notorious for child labor, and though the number of child labor got declined, but still the percentage of child labor is alarming. In this context, you can expect a mains question this year with respect to what should be done in spite of RTE Act, in spite of midday meal scheme, and we also have various schemes like MG Narega and all these things to arrest the rural poverty, but still we have large number of child labor. So how to eradicate this menace? Though we have recently amended Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act and making all children who are below 14 years should go to school, but still India is a home for large number of child labor. More than 1.2 crore child labor still exists in India. That we have to immediately address the issue. And next thing is, the Union Cabinet approved an extension of President's rule in Jammu Kashmir. You all know in the Indian Constitution, we have an Article 370 which gives special status to Jammu and Kashmir. And we have one more article called 35A. And in India, Jammu Kashmir have separate constitution. In India, Jammu Kashmir have separate constitution. According to Jammu Kashmir Constitution, Section 92, according to Section 92 of Jammu and Kashmir Constitution, governor's rule can be imposed. The word governor's rule is unique only in Kashmiri Constitution. In India, we don't use the word governor's rule, we use the word president's rule. But according to Jammu Kashmir Constitution Section 92, we have the word called governor's rule. For the first 6 months, it is called governor's rule. Beyond 6 months, if you want to extend, it is called president's rule. Beyond 6 months, if you want to extend, it is called president's rule. In Jammu Kashmir, for the first 6 months, according to Section 92 of Kashmiri Constitution, for the first 6 months it is called governor's rule, after that it is called president's rule. Now, since June 20th, 2018, it was imposed in Kashmir. Now, there was a extension of that, again 6 more months. 6 more months extension of president's rule in Jammu and Kashmir. There is a very important news with respect to defense space research in India. Very important news with respect to defense space research in India. If you see in America, apart from armed forces means Army, Navy and Air Force. In India also, armed forces means Army, Navy and Air Force. In USA, we have cyber technology force, and we also have in the USA Space Force, means they have separate space technology research and also cyber technology research, cyber security research. In India, armed forces means we have Army, Navy and Air Force, and recently Cabinet Committee on Security headed by Prime Minister, Cabinet Committee on Security headed by Prime Minister approved the setting up of Defense Space Research Agency, DSRO. A new agency is being created called DSRO, Defense Space Research Agency. And we have various missiles, and you all know that defense plus space. We have ISRO for space, defense DRDO, HAL, etc. But we are combining defense plus space and defense space research organization. For example, recently we have launched the ASAT, anti-satellite. So, for such type of researchers, now there is a specialized organization. Rather than depending on DRDO, they have a specialized organization called Defense Space Research Agency. A new agency, Defense Space Research Agency, is a new agency which will develop sophisticated weapon systems. It will develop sophisticated weapon system. It will also increase the capability of armed forces to fight wars in space. It will also increase the capability of armed forces to fight wars in space. It will create space warfare weapon systems, space warfare weapon systems and also technologies. And we have also established, we are going to establish Defense Space Agency. Defense Space Agency. Apart from Defense Space Research Agency, we are also establishing Defense Space Agency consisting of members from all the three forces. All the three forces like Army, Navy and Air Force. This is important news which you have to remember. And Cyclone Vayu. It was now very severe cyclone, low depression in Arabian Sea, 175 kilometers per hour wind speed. Very severe means 175 kilometers, more than 150 generally considered as very severe. More than 150 generally considered as very severe. That you have to remember. And earlier Modi used to say Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Now Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. So this is one thing. So three words which we have to remember. It's not just Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas but also Sabka Vishwas. Coming back, if you see yesterday's newspaper, there are one or three important things. In mains particularly, habeas corpus, freedoms, personal liberty versus arbitrary action of the government. This type of question you may get in the mains. Personal liberty versus arbitrary arrest and habeas corpus. The right of the person to be freed from arbitrary arrest. So with this introduction I can say the Justice Indira Mukherjee, not Indrani Mukherjee, Justice Indira Mukherjee have given a very nice statement which you have to understand. We are not appreciative of the manner of his tweets. We are not appreciating the manner of the journalist's tweets. But we are bothered about his arrest and detention. We are bothered about his arrest and incarceration. Incarceration means jailing. We live in a country where there is a constitution. Proceed against him according with law. But he should not be put behind the bars for this reason. Indira Mukherjee said this. We are living in a country where there is a constitution and you are not expected to jail anybody like as and when you like. There is a system, there is a law and you are expected to follow that. This case, Prashant Kanojia case. Prashant Kanojia is a journalist. He has given some tweets with respect to UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Though there was an issue about his tweets, but his arrest is considered as illegal and arbitrary by the court. And arrest, a citizen's right to liberty is infringed. Arrest, a citizen's right to liberty is infringed. We have gone through the records. Yes, tweets are bad, but liberties are sacrosanct. Liberty is guaranteed in the fundamental rights chapter and the liberty is sacrosanct. These words you have to use in mains. Fundamental right to liberty is sacrosanct. Sacrosanct. S-A-C-R-O-S-A-N-C-T. These type of wordings is very, very important for mains answer writing. And he should be released on bail immediately. So this case is UP government's glaring case of deprivation of liberty. UP government's glaring case of deprivation of liberty. UP government's very glaring case of deprivation of liberty. This is the story. Okay. And Arvind Subramaniam, he told Arvind Subramaniam, the very important economist, he told, India's projection of 7% growth rate is wrong. It was inflated. In economy, you should use the word inflated. Inflated means showed extra. It is wrong. Inflated. Actually, India have grown according to, we can say 4.5%. This is his averment which Economic Advisory Council have refuted yesterday. Economic Advisory Council have refuted yesterday. And coming back, generally this is very important for exam. Acute encephalitis syndrome. Acute encephalitis syndrome. The informal name is brain fever. Brain fever. Acute encephalitis syndrome. The informal name is brain fever. This is very important. Just remember and follow. At least 28 children in Muzaffarpur district of North Bihar passed away due to acute encephalitis syndrome. Acute encephalitis syndrome, brain fever. Kindly follow this news, very, very important. And you all know Katwa issue, that's really important. And recently, according to the data released by NSSO, in India, women workforce participation have declined rapidly in rural and also urban, particularly in rural areas. So this is a very serious cause of concern. The Indian workforce is becoming masculine day by day. Females are being deprived. And kindly make an answer. Women workforce participation. Coming back again, 5 CRPF Jawans got killed. 5 CRPF Jawans got killed in military attack in Kashmir. In militant attack, not military attack, sorry. In militant attack in Kashmir. 5 CRPF Jawans got killed in militant attack Kashmir. And Kaleshwaram project, Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project to be inaugurated on June 21st. And you should remember a point. We generally don't recognize when news comes on Kaleshwaram, and we speak a lot on Polavaram. And remember, Kaleshwaram without any central government help, without much central government help, it got completed very fast. And Kaleshwaram, I can say one of the good news for Telangana, and most importantly, on June 21st, Maharashtra CM, Andhra Pradesh CM are coming to inaugurate. Inaugural ceremony is really good, and kindly follow this Kaleshwaram project, the entire news about Kaleshwaram project. Coming back, if you see today's news, Prime Minister's visit to Maldives and Sri Lanka. Continuously newspapers are reporting, not only in Hindu, in various newspapers. His speech in Maldives Parliament, and he said the same waves, ocean waves touch Indian shores and also Maldives shores, and how India is trying to help Maldives in spite of China's debt trap diplomacy, how India is trying to help Maldives by extending $800 million line of credit. And other good news is Sagar, SAGAR. 4 years back, I do remember a day where our Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke about SAGAR. This might be your prelims question. Security and growth for all in the region. Sagar is security and growth for all in the region. This you have to remember. And coming back again, in our draft national education policy, they wanted to extend it right to education from 3 years to 18 years. 3 years to 18 years. But it is not that easy because it was already 10 years past. We have passed RT Act in 2009. Only 12.7% of the schools in India are complying with RT Act. After 10 years, after a decade, we can say only 12.7% of the schools in India, they are complying with RT Act, one thing. Second thing, we wanted to increase our GDP contribution to education by 6%, but it was only 2.7% now. GDP's contribution to education should be 6%, but you are contributing only 2.7%. And you should also remember a point, whenever there is a data about education or health, it should be in your brain. So, at present 2.7% of GDP we are spending on education, but the target is 6%. The target is 6%. And RT Act's help starts from 6 years, but they are asking from 3 years. The new draft education policy. So, because formative years of the child thinking power will start developing from 3rd year onwards. So, right to education should start from 3rd year. But unfortunately, financial resources, infrastructure and compliance is far low for RT Act. And in spite of two contrasting news yesterday, one is June 12th is the World Child Labour Day, and we are also reading about schools and education. And India, even today, in spite of RT Act, there is no political will and bureaucratic commitment for implementation of RT Act. Otherwise, India will not have more than 1 crore child labor even today. This is far below the estimation. Officially, more than 1 crore child labor. Unofficially, most of the children in the rural areas work without going to the school. Only we have enrollment. Enrollment ratio is there, but they are not retaining in the schools. This is a serious problem. Just because you got admission in the school does not mean that you are going to the school daily. Okay, even that you have to. So, financial resources, infrastructural support, schools compliance and also teacher, all these things are very important in effective implementation of RT Act. And if you effectively implement RT Act, child labor will be minimized. A very beautiful article. This is definitely an area of interest for UPSC education. Education is really important. And coming to other news, any other important news? This is really important one news. How much plastic is in your diet? On an average 250 grams of plastic we consume every annum. A plastic with which we can make a credit card. We are consuming a plastic around 250 grams of microplastic. So, with that we can make a credit card. So, we are consuming plastic. And 86% of internet users fall victims to fake news. 86% of internet users fall victim to fake news.